So I was just 19 when I joined the show, and technically I'm 31 years old right now. I have 5 kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that give you more references. So yeah, so maybe your mom was telling you like, hey, to say I was inviting you to do it because I wanted to promote talents like yourself. You're a beauty queen. I can't be beauty queen.
Oh, cool. Mm-hmm.
Right? And yeah, you can also.
You can.
I'll show you a little bit of a video of what I do and how I do the Survivor.
Wow. That's awesome.
That's why we're gonna create videos for you. Oh, this was me when I was in TV. Here.
Survivor.
Alright, this is sorry guys, but I know and I was aware that I'll be going at that time. And I know.
Oh wait.
Oh yeah, you stopped sharing.
That was crazy show. You like doing reality shows?
I do. I love reality shows.
You would like to join sometime?
I don't know about joining. I like watching. I don't know if I have the guts to join.
You know, if they got to join, why not?
I don't know.
Would you share to me on 1 second? Would you share to me the right page for the Ms.World USA?
I think you got my mom. Can you send it to her? My page. My mom will
send it to her to ask if that was the right page so that we could promote that one.
Yeah, it's the right one, right? It's the right one, right, Mama? She's checking right now. Sorry.
Take it. Just take time. It's late there, right?
Like 9, 8. Yeah, 9.
Oh, 9. Oh, okay. What time do you sleep usually?
Midnight.
That's okay. That's great. Then actually, our business is a call center here in the Philippines.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I actually.
So you're up late.
Yeah, I actually work with American clients, so I would really need, I would need people as well to top just in case we got projects. Yeah, you might be willing to also work with us. But maybe I was thinking on events like events. How events looks like. Yeah, more like hosting. Yeah, maybe that's something we can work together. Tell me your thoughts about that, and maybe we can. Yeah, I'm sharing your screen. You see this one? It's a media production. You see this? Okay, so now this is just like a month old. Okay.
That's what we're doing it for now, right? This interview.
Yes.
Or Q&A for this. Okay.
Okay, my plan supposedly is to monetize in the future through YouTube. Well, with the idea that I was in TV in the past, but I never use it. You know what I mean? Like I never used that platform. 2009 when I joined TV, it was really big at the time. Like I don't want to be on media. So it's like you can say, oh, I don't have a guts to do that. I thought I would love to, but then when I was in TV, I don't like myself flashing on screens like this. If you're gonna start,
I get you, yeah.
Comments and real bad things and stuff like that. It takes since I just created one, but really in the past, no. Like you see this one, 10 years ago. Right? Those are and I don't think that well, it's something that I am trying to be passionate about. That's why I'm putting this together. So anyway, I want to thank you again. I appreciate that you're here.
Got it.
You're convincing your mom to do this. Yeah, so it's just really more. I know. It's really more of the idea that I wanted to create this production because I want to promote talents. Yeah, and so we can come up to create contents for you, and we're just gonna work together if that's something you want to do. You know what I mean? Because if you want to use that avenue that you are beautiful, it depends on you really. Because I'm not sure, but you can suggest. You can tell me what do you wanted to do, like. If you're gonna be in the Philippines, what are the things? Because maybe right now because of its pandemic, we're still not sure what's gonna happen.
Yeah, no idea what's going on. I'm supposed to be there right now, but.
Oh, really? Why? You're supposed to come here?
Philippines.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why?
For the competition.
Oh,
for the pageant, Ms. World Philippines. It was supposed to be in August, so 2 months ago, but that was canceled, and they're supposedly aiming for December, but that's probably not gonna happen as well. So it's gonna wait another year before I have to come back. It keeps getting pushed back and back and back.
Oh, okay. But was it announced already who are the contestants, or would you allowed to say that you're supposed to compete for the Miss?
Oh yeah, no, I'm basically the only definite contestant so far that will be compete for Miss World Philippines. They still have to do screening in the Philippines to get their contestants, but since I won the USA branch, I'm already immediately a contestant representing.
Wow. I'm so proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
But wait, can we say that? If in case?
Yeah, that's fine. Mm-hmm.
Okay, you say that, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, because I saw that there is. I'm actually trying to promote that as well on the page because we're in the local, like we're in like an hour away by plane. And I believe you went to Davao, right? You went to Davao.
I did.
I was in Davao at the time, but that is 16 hours away from Dipolo by land trip.
Ah, I see.
So that's quite far because if you've gone to Dumaguete, I'm closer to Dumaguete. No, you haven't.
I haven't been to Dumaguete yet. I only went to my grandma's province, Bislig.
Yeah, Bislig. That's in Surigao. It's quite far.
Yeah, that's where I would. That's aside from Manila, that's the only place I went to.
Really? Where were you born? Wondering.
Where was I born? I was born here in the United States.
Wow. Really? So you're an American? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great. So your mom was like, wow. She danced to stick sock with you, yeah?
Yeah. All the time.
Where is she? She can still talk. Just 1 second before we do the Q&A. Is she okay?
She's working. She's doing her patients.
Oh, okay. No. My God, so it was moved. It's actually auditions are still on actually for Ms. World. But would you know when would that happen?
No, not yet. They don't know yet. They don't know when it's gonna be.
Sorry. So they're not sure yet.
No, they keep pushing it back. They don't have a definite date yet.
But there is Miss Universe, something like Miss Universe Philippines show happening on virtual. You know that?
Yeah, they have all the candidates for that already. Mm-hmm.
Oh, but that was for front row. It was actually I actually know the owners of that.
Okay.
That show. You know
I
that,
see.
right? The Miss Universe something.
Yeah, of course. Mm-hmm.
Do you know the contestants there? Some.
I know some of them.
But that's different, right?
Yeah, no. Miss Universe and Miss World are two different pageants. But they're both the top two. Miss Universe and Miss World are the top two pageants in the entire, like, everywhere.
Okay. All right. Anyway, by the way, I think what we're going to do is I'll put you on the spotlight video so that the video, the recording would really just focus on you. All right?
Okay.
Let's do a quick rehearsal. For example, California. Hello? Hello, you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I do. And yeah, okay. I was just asking, you were actually doing a, how do you call that? Hosting, right?
Yeah, I hosted concerts back here, and concerts, events, galas, award shows, pageants as well.
When did you start hosting?
I started hosting when I was 17 years old, and it just, little by little, I would get offers to host more events, and I just kept going with it and taking it. It's fun. I love it. I love public speaking.
Wow. Are you under an agency?
Currently no, but am I under? Basically, Ms. World is my agency. When I won the pageant, they kind of have control over what I do now.
How did Ms.World USA Philippines started in the US? Would you tell us more about that?
Yeah, so I think that Arnold, the owner of Ms.World Philippines in the Philippines, he recently became the owner of Ms.World Philippines 2 years ago. And so he branched out to somebody in the USA to start that so that we can have more foreign people, more Filipino Americans abroad or from other countries as well, come in to the Philippines and compete as well to show that, you know, the Philippines still has pride all around the world. So he came to the United States, he got somebody here to start it, and then it's actually only been a pageant here for 2 years. And I was the second winner of the USA pageant.
Oh, that's interesting. So will there be 2020 for Miss World Philippines USA?
Yes, there will. They were supposed to do it in the summer as well, but obviously, of course, due to the pandemic, that had to be pushed back. But I know that they're still constantly looking for more contestants to compete. So we just have to wait and see when Miss World Philippines will be announced so that we can hold the pageant Miss World Philippines USA here as well. So I've basically been a queen for 2 years, almost 2 years.
Since you were supposed to,
my spot, yeah.
since you were supposed to compete for Miss World Philippines, how to call this pageant, right? That's supposed to be this year. How ready were you to join for that competition?
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
How ready were you to join for that competition, just in case there was a pandemic?
Oh, I was super ready to compete. I was prepared. I was training all the time. I was training for hours. I had like a pageant coach here in the US when I went over to the Philippines as well and did my advocacy mission over there in Manila and Bislig. I met up with like pageant people there as well. I met with the Miss World Philippines organization already. So I was really in it like mentally wise as well, physically wise. And then COVID happened, but you know, I'm still pushing. I'm still, you know, doing as much as I can to prepare so that anytime they announce it, I'll be ready to go.
Would you tell us more, Suzanne, like something to share for the local? Like I myself really didn't know what exactly why exactly there is beauty pageants. You know what I mean? Like why is it relevant to our country? Yeah, why is it there is Ms. World Philippines USA? What do you think were their reasons, their mission and vision why they put that together?
So I've actually been joining pageants for so many years now. I'm 23 years old and I've been joining since I was 17. So I've experienced many, many different systems, but Miss World is actually the one organization that I told myself ever since I was a little girl that that was the one I wanted to join because I strongly believe in their advocacy and their mission. Miss World stands for social rights, like human rights, and it stands for, you know, helping humans the world while other pageants have different advocacies. And my advocacy is promoting awareness for special needs. So being able to help people has always been my number one passion. And Miss World just fit in perfectly with that. And so I think it's super relevant. So many of these girls, especially in the Miss World organization, have done amazing things for not only the Philippines, but the world just by contributing to humanity.
Wow, you're definitely a queen of this world, folks. If you, would you actually dream to compete as well for Miss Universe? Just what if? What if you're gonna want Miss World Philippines in the future? Year 2020, we'll never know. Rest assured, we're gonna support you all the way down from the Philippines.
Who knows? I can do exactly what Catriona did. She did Miss World first and then went on to Miss Universe and won the entire thing. So maybe that's a possibility for me as well. But who knows?
Yes, why not, right?
Like, yeah, go for it. Might as well.
Well, Pia Wurtzbach actually joined twice for, I think that was Binibining Pilipinas.
Binibining, yes, she did. I think it was 3 or 4 times actually.
Yeah, wow, that was
until she finally won. Yeah.
So, what do you think? Who's your pick? Would you choose Catriona style or Pia style?
Oh my gosh, that's such a hard question. I look up to both of them so much, but I don't know. Like pageant style, like walk wise, and just like stage appearance. I think I would pick Catriona, but for like pageant advocacy wise, I can't pick between the two because they're both such amazing human beings and they both strongly believe in their causes, which is something I look up to.
Okay, wow, that's so great. It's a very fair answer.
Yeah, I can't pick between. They're both queens.
Yeah, just to ask further, like for people in the local, like especially in the Philippines, there are really parts of the Philippines that aren't really aware of advocacies, things like this. So how do you play as a beauty queen, especially when you actually won for the Miss World Philippines USA. Can you tell us more about how did you actually raise funding and support technically calamities that had happened in the Philippines, and how do you do that?
Yeah, so I know that when I was supposed to go to the Philippines to spread my advocacy of special needs, I was going to visit different special needs schools, adoption centers, orphanages where they have special needs children, and, provide, my resources for them, and then also donate money as well and visit the kids and just, enjoy my time with them. But when I was supposed to go there, I believe the volcano happened. The Taal volcano erupted in the Philippines. And so the moment I heard about that, I held so many fundraisers here in America. I actually raised $8,000 to donate.
Wow.
For the Taal volcano relief. And then when I went there to the Philippines, the first thing I did was actually volunteer at a lot of the relief centers.
Wow, that's so great. But yeah, I wouldn't say that was a bad timing, but that was actually more reasons for you to be pushed on what you should do.
Yeah. I'm glad it didn't stop my trip from happening.
For how many times do you come back and forth to the Philippines? For how many times have you been back here?
I actually, in the past 5 years, I've only gone twice, but every time that I've gone, I've stayed there for a long period of time. I know back in 2017, I stayed there for 5 to 6 months, actually. And then recently, I only stayed there for a month, but every day was jam-packed. I was doing my advocacy every day. I was, meeting with people every single day. I was pageant training every single day. So when I'm there, every single day is just 24/7 filled with activities.
What do you advise aspiring beauty queens or beauty, I don't know how you call that. What do we advise these, aspiring beauty queens to be like, just like you, who won these pageant, Miss World Philippines USA, whether from the Philippines or in the US, right? Because there's a lot of Filipinos already in the US. For sure, they're going to be, looking forward to join this coming, probably the future in the next probably couple of years, right? After this pandemic, there will be another Miss World Philippines. What do you advise them to do to be mentally prepared or to be ready from within?
I would just advise them to just be fully confident in who you are inside. I know that when I started out pageants, especially as a Filipino American, I was influenced by a lot of, westernized stereotypes that brought my self-esteem down, brought my confidence down to the point where I don't know if I haven't really told anybody this, but the day before Miss World Philippines USA, I almost dropped out of the competition because I didn't believe in myself. But, I really took a look in the mirror. I knew that I was ready. The most important thing is to strongly believe in your advocacy and know that you're doing it for a purpose. I knew that I was joining because I really, really wanted to be a voice for a lot of people who don't have a voice. And so with that mentality in my head, I ended up winning the entire competition. And so for these girls, you just got to go for it. Believe in yourself. Believe that you're beautiful, strong, and confident. Don't let anybody bring you down. And if you go for it, you'll always succeed no matter what the outcome is.
Wow, we are so proud of you from the Macias clan in the Philippines. We are very proud of you.
Thank you.
Put your name, Suzanne Macias Perez, just at least. We got a beauty queen.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
I know.
Great.
I won for the USA, but I spoke with my province back in the Philippines, Bislig. At Miss World Philippines, I'm actually going to represent Bislig, my hometown, in exchange for the USA, just to, get in touch more with my roots and be the first representative for my province.
Wow, that's really, really great. I mean, what surprised me is the idea that you share, you're almost going to drop out or probably say you wanted to you don't want to compete at that moment. What you mean?
There was a lot of background noise in my head. I was getting negative comments from other people. I was looking at myself in the mirror, comparing myself to other beauty queens and thinking, I don't look like them. I'm not as skinny as them. My skin color is not as white as theirs. And so I just really got into my head. Yeah, all the stereotypes, yes. But like I said, you really just have to believe in your own beauty. You have to recognize that, you know, everything you have is who you are, and, you know, you can't compare yourself to anybody at all. And once I hit that realization, I was in it for the crown, and it ended up working well for me.
Wow, and that's basically because you believe in yourself. You know, I think sometimes when you are being tested and you're being challenged, that's the time you actually get more strength to push through. You know what I mean? Like, I really do believe in that too. And I think you are a true winner by heart because you made it there, right? And yeah, wow, that was amazing. Actually, I'm speechless. And what's next to say? But yes, I have some few questions as well. That's running into my head. Because that's just on my mind, but I was like surprised when you said that. Like, I want to talk about how.
I haven't told a lot of people that either.
How do you deal about, you know, racist issues in the U.S.? Would you? Oh yeah. And wait 1 second. Let me rephrase that question. Okay, now, since you were actually born in the USA, right? So Suzanne, I'd like to ask, to hear your thoughts of how do you see Philippines then?
How did I see the Philippines from being born in the USA?
Yes.
Well, I was born in a very like Americanized part of California where there weren't a lot of people of color around me. I didn't really see a lot of people that looked like me. So, you know, it was really hard for me to get in touch with my culture at first because it's hard to represent something that you don't see. But, you know, as I started growing older, I realized how important it is to get in touch with your culture and really, you know, understand who you are deep down. I got super involved in my Filipino community. I joined any organization that I could. I started doing Filipino pageants. I met everybody in the Filipino community around me. And I can say ever since then, I've been a lot more open-minded as a human being. I've been more understanding. I've developed more empathy. I think that racism really is a big issue here in America. I haven't personally experienced it myself, but I know so many people who have. And it's really important to just, you know, understand that there are people, everybody's different. Not everybody is the same. And, you know, we got to stick up for each other. We have to stand up for each other. And we got to embrace ourselves and other people's cultures in order to truly be understanding and empathetic as a human being.
How will you deal with discrimination?
How do I deal with it?
Yes.
I always stand up against it. Anytime I see any discrimination online, in person, towards anybody, not even just Filipinos, but any other minority in general, I always have to stand up against it because I am truly against that. I'm a firm believer in equality. So, you know, you just always got to speak up and don't let it fly by. Stand up for yourself.
Oh, wow, that's really wow. Like, when did you start actually realize that you can be a queen?
Well, when I first started doing pageants when I was 17 years old, I have to be honest, I didn't believe that I was a queen at all. You know, my self-esteem was super low. I didn't believe that I was beautiful. I didn't believe that I was confident, but being surrounded by so many other women who, you know, empower you, encourage you, uplift you, and really make you feel beautiful inside and out, I was able to start seeing, you know, the queen in me. And once I found my passion of helping special needs children, that's when I knew that, you know, being a queen was what I was meant to do.
Wow, you're really a queen. I can tell. I think you're gonna win Ms.World Q A.
Oh, thank you.
I'm just so looking forward for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. By the way, everything was recorded.
Perfect.
Everything was recorded, but I just have to how to call this. I'm gonna cut all those. You know, I'm gonna do an edit for this. Yeah, that was a super impromptu questions. But there are like some questions I'd like to ask. That was prepared earlier. It's more of leadership. And I have to get back to you with that question. 1 second here. By the way, would you tell us a little bit about what you currently do so far during this pandemic? What keeps you busy?
Yeah, so I'm actually a full-time student at Cal State Fullerton, which is a university here in California. I am in my last year to get my bachelor's degree in speech language pathology. And next year, I'm going to be starting my master's degree to become a speech language pathologist. So I've been working on that so that I can also pursue my passion as working for special needs children and helping them in a way where I'll be able to help them become valuable to the world.
Wow, I mean, like, it's my first time to hear about speech pathologies. Would you tell me about more about
Oh,
that?
really? Yeah. So speech language pathology, they're specialized clinicians in communication. So, for example, there are different places that you can work in. If you're working at a school, which is what I really want to do, I'll be working with special needs children, such as children with autism, and helping them develop their communication skills, their interaction skills, so that they can communicate more with better with other people. And also, if kids have stuttering issues, I help them with exercises to do that. Also, if you work at a hospital, you know, if somebody gets into an accident and they get traumatic brain injuries or strokes and lose their ability to speak, I'm the person that comes in and helps them regain that ability. So I work with them. Anything that has to do with communication, that's what I work with.
Oh, I mean, like, okay, it's your first time to actually, you know,
really learn about it. Yeah.
Cover that. Yeah.
I know they have those in the Philippines. They have SLPs in the Philippines, but it's not a big career there.
Yeah, but you know what? So since everything's online right now, we can really promote that in time, and you can really use your voice. You know, to be one of the first, especially Filipino American. You know, yeah, to basically be the, let's say, the model for that. I'm so excited you could, you know, obtain that degree and then, you know, come up with really pushing through stuff in the social media where you could really be, you know, share your voice about your ideas, your thoughts, and your basically your studies, and how will you apply that to
Yeah, and also it's really important to me to be, you know, a Filipino American in this field too as a speech language pathologist, because actually 93% of speech language pathologists in all of America are white. So there's 7-8% of people who are colored, and, you know, with the billions of people in this country, that's nearly nothing. So, you know, being able to bring diversity into that as well is really important to me.
If I may ask you something, are you a social media person?
Yes, I am.
How do you actually utilize social media today?
Today, I make sure I use social media in a way that's always, you know, as a way of influence or empowering other people by what I post. I know that social media can be a drag sometimes, and it's so easy to only see the negative or to only see people who are posting negative things. But, you know, so with social media being the #1 tool right now for communication, and also being someone who is in a field for communication, I believe it's so important to, you know, post things that you truly believe in, that are uplifting, empowering, speaking up for what you believe in, while at the same time not bringing other people down. So, you know, as long as you're using it for something that's good, then that's great.
Well, I think while even you're studying, you can already promote and, you know, utilize the power of social media today to share to them what you do and what is speech pathology, things like this. Because again, in the Philippines, they're first time to hear that. Yeah, well, but I think it's actually a need. You know, being a company that is the call center, we are really focused actually in teaching, you know, how to call it, the locals, the young professionals in the area, to be more interactive, and, you know, they must really work on their communication skills, because again, English is the international language. Like, well, you're so lucky and fortunate enough that you born in America, but most of us haven't gone there, you know what I mean? Like, just myself, I dream to actually visit there sometime, but, you know, because of the pandemic, I wasn't able to do so.
The price is that bad.
Yeah, I already got a business ticket going there. I mean,
bummer.
Yeah. And then, but then I couldn't. I'm supposed to visit you there.
Oh no.
Yeah, but it got canceled. So that's crazy, right? Like, really, if I'm gonna, you know, I'll put myself into your shoe, you're like, wow, you know, despite all these things that you really have to adjust with what's the culture you're in, well, you were born in, but you're definitely a Filipino, you know what I mean? Like, it was tough. I'm even trying hard to speak Native American.
Really?
how do you rate my accent?
It's perfect. It's good. It's good. I can barely tell.
But I was really just born in you know, in Mindanao, and we're all from Mindanao. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Haven't
your English accent's really good.
Thank you so much for that. That's really great to, you know, get a heads up from you because you're really born from there. And
yeah, no, trust me, it's very good. It's like better than a lot of Filipinos that already live here.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. So yeah, I think that's because we're Masias.
Yeah, of course, that's it.
It's probably in our system, you know. Like, would you know about the history of the Masias surname?
No, not that much.
Really? Because actually, the Masias surname is actually from Portugal.
Oh, okay.
So our technically our Spanish grandfather our great grandfather was actually a soldier or one of the Guardia Civil of Jose Rizal.
Wow.
You know?
Yeah, no, I did not know that. Yeah, I know who that is, of course.
Yeah, so he was actually there. Like, I think there's only one or two Macias though, and one of them is Antonio Macias, who's the Guardia Civil of Jose Rizal when he got exiled in the Philippines. I mean, in the Penang City.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know what? We're welcoming you all to visit with your family in time, and you know we can give you a tour on where the Tagalog city is. It's in Model Norte. You can Google that. Every time I talk to my client in the U.S. as the company, I say, "Hey, we're just an hour away from the capital city of the Philippines, Manila," because we never say that. Hey, we're in Mindanao. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, when you say Mindanao, they think like, "Oh, it's Zamboanga."
Like, yeah.
Is that the mindset, right? I think that's what they think when you say you're from Zamboanga. They always say, "Oh, I'm in the safest place in town." Where Jose Rizal get exiled, and you guys are really welcome to come around and, you know, check out what's here. It's a super nice. Soon. Yeah, it's a super nice city. You will love the beaches. You will love the food in the area. Things like this, just like this, your hometown, right?
Yeah.
This is just one of the places that I think can be on your bucket list, especially that you're basically one of the family. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we're in
this the perfect place to go to.
Yeah, I think Tita Venice, I just really meet her on Facebook.
Just on Facebook.
I'm just not sure how things you know, I don't know how we get to connect, but I see like, oh, Marine Macias. Okay, wait, where is this from?
Oh, maybe I know her.
I saw you won for the Ms.World Philippines USA. And so, wow, like she has a beauty queen daughter. Like, I was confused with Suzanne Paris. So like, okay, what's that? I was wondering if that's. I was actually trying to stalk a little bit. Okay, is that her daughter? So, like, post there.
I'm all over her social media, so.
Yeah, would you tell us, like, in terms of social media, are you active with Facebook, Instagram, Twitter? What are the social medias are you using? Platforms?
Yeah, so mainly I'm focused on Instagram and Facebook. On Facebook, I have my public page of Suzanne Perez, or Suzanne Macias Perez, Ms.World Philippines USA. But, you know, ever since the pandemic happened, I haven't been really able to update that account because I can't, you know, go out and do the events that I'm supposed to be doing right now. But on Instagram, you can find me under Suzanne Perez, and I'm more active on that. I post on my story all the time, so people can see that stuff. Yeah, and I post a lot about like my pageants, my modeling. I did a photo shoot yesterday, so that's on my Instagram right now, and everyone can follow that and see.
Okay, so I should really, you know, follow you now.
Yeah.
Okay, again, what's your IG?
It's Suzanne Perez, my name, and then there's 2 underscores at the end. Suzanne Perez __.
Oh, I got you. All right, I'm following you there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, let's invite as well everyone to follow Suzanne Paris on IG. And of course, we're also gonna promote you on your Facebook. And
follow my journey to Ms.World Philippines whenever it is.
We are excited to support you all the way down for your win for the Ms.World Philippines. That's 100% sure. And we with MSY Media Production, we are a local digital media streaming, and what we really wanted to do is to, you know, promote or feature another, just like you, a beauty queen that is a Filipina but is in America and who won the pageant. So you are going to be really the voice and a model for the people in our area. And I'm sure they are all, you know, aiming to become just like you, or like anyone like Pia Wurtzbach or like Catriona Gray, and a lot more. Like if you were gonna be invited to be on TV, would you want to be on TV?
Yeah, for sure. It really depends on what it would be for, but when I was I've done some like acting, I've done some modeling, hosting. So, you know, I am used to being in front of the camera, being in front of video. So, you know, that could be something that interests me.
Yeah, in terms of acting, would you tell us a little bit of acting tips or whatever? How do you do with acting? It's quite hard. Not everyone can do that. Not all beauty queens can.
It is hard. Yeah, it's definitely, you know, not my strength. But, you know, I've done like commercials before, but mainly when it comes to like TV shows and all that, my main thing is hosting. It is a lot easier for me to, you know, speak on the spot and, you know, come up with things like on the spot and do hosting aside from, you know, like memorizing things. So when it comes to acting, I wouldn't say I'm, you know, I could become an actress, but, you know, when it comes to TV shows, I could do like, you know, reality TV or something, anything where I can, you know, be myself and not be a character.
Yeah. It's actually very famous here in the Philippines, like you know, joining a reality show like Survivor, or can be Big Brother.
A lot of people have told me to do that one, but
I think you're gonna be one of the contestants for PBB. I'm gonna choose you up there too for ABS-CBN. But you know, sad to say, there's no more ABS-CBN. It's it's more like a to C channel. They're actually now an A to C channel. But GMA is one of the best network that, you know, we could get.
It is. I do. Yeah. When I went to the Philippines, I actually went on the set of GMA. I know one of the hosts there. So, you know, I got to interact with a lot of people from GMA and, you know, even speak with like one of the agents for GMA. So, that's also a possibility if I ever go back, but who knows?
In terms of hosting, what do you think are your strengths in terms of hosting? Would you like to host corporate events aside from the gala nights, whatever?
Yeah, I think I can do a variety of hosting. I've done, you know, literally almost every aspect of hosting, but, you know, my strength is I'm really good at speaking on the spot, coming up with things, engaging with the audience, and, you know, being able to communicate, because of course that's what I study. So, you know, that's always helpful for me.
Wow, you really love impromptu questions, right?
Yes.
You're gonna be the next Catriona Gray.
Actually I look up to her. She's so good at speaking. Yeah. Her skills are amazing.
Yeah, true. I think, you know, the confidence is really like up, you know.
That really is all it is. You just got to be confident in what you're saying. Even if what you're saying isn't, you know, completely there, if you're confident, that's all people see.
Yeah, by the way, there's one question here that I was caught in, and I want to ask these questions to you since earlier that I was actually trying to find it. Now here you go. Here's the question. Okay. What important quality should a leader display amidst a pandemic?
Important qualities that a leader should display in a pandemic. I think that it's so important for leaders during this pandemic, but just in general, you know, hold the same qualities that you hold back then and back now to, you know, just be empathetic. That's what I believe is the most important thing, to have understanding, compassion for other human beings. You know, what you do in this pandemic can affect other people. And that's the most important thing to know, being able to, you know, understand that you can't, you know, go out, not wear a mask and, you know, infect other people if you don't care about other people's well-beings, if you know what I'm saying. You know, just being empathetic, being compassionate, that's important for a leader because you influence other people. When people see you following the rules, you know, lessening the spread of the pandemic, then through social media, then they'll follow you. But if they see you going out, being careless, not doing anything, not caring about other people's lives, then they're going to follow you as well. So as a leader, you just got to show compassion for, you know, other humans' lives around you because this pandemic is serious, of course.
Well said. Yeah, well, I think I get your point right there. It's more like the empathy and the compassion, things like this. Like they should.
What it all leads down to, yeah.
Yeah, since your leader there is Trump, the president is actually got infected with corona. What are your comments about that?
I don't want to get too political about it, but I think a lot of people saw that our president didn't really believe in the virus and the pandemic. He didn't take any precautions to protect himself or the people around him. He didn't really listen to science, didn't listen to a lot of people around him. And then he ended up getting a virus that he believed was fake. So, like I said, once again, it all really comes down to having compassion for other people. If you don't have compassion, even if you don't believe it, you have to do what you can do to lessen it. So, I think the fact that he didn't believe it and he got it should be a message to, everybody in the United States that this is a real pandemic, this is a real virus, and it's serious.
That's really true. Wow. Mm-hmm. I'm also surprised about that. And I think the Philippines were also surprised to know that Trump did. And
everybody was shocked
too. Yeah, we actually look up to Trump because he's the man, the United States. So I think that's something really, shook us when we heard about that. By the way, to move forward, can we actually get a little message from you? Understanding that we are a small digital streaming media. Again, we would like to thank you for for allowing us to, to get a little bit of conversation and glance into you, knowing you more of today. And I can really see that potential in you that you're going to be queen. You're going to be a queen for sure. That's actually, it's more of it's not about always about the look. It's really more of your heart, what's in your heart and the reason why you're doing it. So I think you're on your goal. And no one's stopping us, right? No one's stopping us despite
nobody's stopping me at all.
Despite that there is pandemic, we're for sure looking forward that there will be Ms.World Philippines, and we're hoping because you're the definite contestant for the Ms.World Philippines.
Yes, the only contestant so far of the pageant.
As the winner of the Ms.World Philippines USA, you're definitely the definite candidate contestant for the Ms.World Philippines. Supposedly, you think that's gonna happen before the year ends?
They're aiming for December, which is what they said, but there's been a lot of waves, a lot of surges. I don't know about the Philippines, but over here, so if I don't get to compete this year, there's always next year. They have that spot open for me regardless. So, I just want to, make sure everything's okay. I'm doing what I can to be safe. I'm not compromising the health of anybody else. So, whether it'll be this year or next year, I'm for sure going. I just don't know when, but it'll be okay.
Yeah. That's so great to hear. So, by the way, how about as a digital streaming? Again, we are MSY Media Production, and we would like to feature you there on this interview. We're gonna feature you there in our small production. It's gonna be also on YouTube, which is MSY Media Production, and in Facebook, MSY Media Production page. It's actually run through from the local in the Polog City, and hopefully from the local to national and to global, hopefully. So as a digital streaming, that is just one of the let's say I created that as a tribute, since media is a passion for me, and I wanted to promote again individuals that wanted to be heard on the media. Like, not all people in our area has the platform to use. They don't really have the mobile phones, the videos, the internet access. So that's one of the main challenges that people are having in here. That's basically the reason why they can't really see what's really in the world and what the world can offer. They're not seeing the other part of the world because they don't have the access. They don't have the best internet connection. We have issues with that too. Like, especially that people around here are still adapting to the online classes.
I see. It's been hard.
It's really hard, right? Like, that's very normal in other country, but in the Philippines, we're all adapting. Like, even me, for my children, they're still adapting and how to use it. Yeah, that's how crazy it is. Like, to think about it, there is actually a platform where people can earn online. Do you believe on that platform?
That they can earn online?
Yes.
I mean, yeah, I believe that online technology is such a huge part of, our world, not just the Philippines, not just America, but everything. I'm struggling as well with everything being online. I was so used to going in school, in class, being, face to face, but, I've had to adapt. My siblings have had to adapt. Even, my parents have had to adapt. And, not everybody also has the resources for it. But, with technology growing, it's, we got to adapt. That's how the world works, and technology is a huge part. It's becoming one of the biggest parts of our world. So, we got to find ways to be able to, learn through technology as well.
Wow. Thank you so much, Suzanne. I think we get through a lot of questions. I think that was a lot of contents to use already for today's.
Yeah, like I said, all like adapting, online is so huge. I think, the virtual show is such an awesome thing to do. Zoom is great. I know there are a lot of different platforms. I don't know much about it yet, but with everything online, it's just document everything online, like everything. TV shows have all moved online as well. So, it's a great platform to be able to do what you love, media.